안녕하세요. 나줌마쌤입니다. 이번 영상은 인천에 있는 한 고등학교 학생들의 미국 고등학교의 수업과 관련된 질문에 원어민 친구들이 답하는 영상입니다. 미국 문화 자체가 샐러드 볼처럼 다양성을 가지고 있기에 원어민 친구들의 대답은 참고로만 알아두시길 바래요.
안녕하세요. 저는 엘리노어예요. 10학년이에요. So my name is Eleanor and I'm a 10th grader and I'm in high school.
My name is Peter Pequa. I just graduated Skyline High School in Ann Arbor. I moved here from Brazil 3 years ago, and I'm attending the University of Indiana in the fall in Bloomington.
Yes. Oftentimes, if we're discussing something, the teacher will say, turn to someone next to you and talk about it, or answer this question with someone next to you. And another thing that we do a lot is group activities. So we'll have like a project to work on or a paper to write, and the teacher will say, you can make groups of 2 or 3, and you can work on it together.
How about critical thinking activities?
What do you mean by that?
Instead of teachers giving students the answer right away, they try to think about what the answers are by themselves, or kind of have to build up their critical thinking.
Yeah,
Like,
kind of. Like one of the things that we do in like math class is the teacher will write questions on the board and the kids have to answer them themselves, but she'll call on some kids to go up to the board and answer them. So then if they get it wrong, then the teacher will say, okay, can someone else explain what they did wrong? So then they can kind of help each other to solve the problem correctly.
some teachers still do some lectures, right?
Yes.
So what kind of subjects do teachers usually give a lecture?
It's mostly the main classes that I talked about. Like, I can think of science classes as a big one. Like, the teacher will give us a packet of the information and we'll have to take notes on what she's talking about, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So my school in specific was really big in trying to transition from the classic lecture test format into more like, as you said, critical thinking activities and group activities. In my 3 years at Skyline, I took a lot of classes where the emphasis was on group activities. And even the final exams sometimes were more like projects as opposed to tests. So I think we're seeing more of a transition between the classic format and the group sort of more dynamic format.
Good. It is my guess. Still some teachers do some lecturing.
Yeah, but mostly in like history, science, and math classes, the teachers are having a harder time trying to transition from the classic format into the more dynamic format. So basically, math classes are still the same as in, lecture, test, and science also have the same problem.
And also, you told me about history too? History?
Yeah, history. I guess history is hard, because it's so like lecture-based, There's no other way to put it. So.
시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 영상이 조금이나마 도움이 되었다면 좋아요와 구독 부탁드릴게요. 항상 건강하시고 행복하세요. 바이!